The way that they built their team, both Iloilo and Sarangani, really they're more of a three-point and running gun team. That's how they wanted to build it. But then again, it's pretty tough to be going against the other teams na, you have bigs na talagang dominant. And I think that middle portion of their game is something that they will look into come next season.
All right, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast panel. Miss Sydney Crespo will be reporting to us from courtside. Good afternoon, Sydney.
Hello, Javi and Coach Mike. Happy Saturday sa inyo. Malapit na nga ang ating 2024 MPBL playoffs para sa last two game ng Sarangani. Although heartbreaking, still very important for Coach John Calios and his squad. Masyadong marami na raw silang pinagdaanan this season, and it's only right to try and end this one positively, while Iloilo has a chance to wrap this journey with a winning streak. At yan ang special instruction ni Coach Japs at Boss JJ. Before we started, I had a chance to have a chat with some of our players and our head coaches. What's their best Season 6 memories and their personal plans for the off-season. I have more stories for you guys later. For now, back to you.
We'll be excited to hear that as the game progresses. We'll be hearing more from Sid later on. Let's talk about the last games of our squads playing in our first match of our triple header this Saturday. Unahin na natin dyan ang last game ng Sarangani Marlins. It ended up in a loss against the Pangasinan Heatwaves. They scored 14 points in the first quarter, dipped down by 13 in the second quarter. Then gradually their scoring increased, pero it wasn't enough kasi malaki na yung na-invest na lead ng Pangasinan sa first quarter pa lang.
And lalo na when you talk about investments, the three-point makes have been a clear disparity right there. -6 rather on three-point makes, only 16% from that department, and a failure to, I guess, control the paint and do transition. Resulted in a -10 points in the paints and 18 less fast break points para dito sa Sarangani.
It looked like Pangasinan gave Sarangani a dose of their own medicine there by running them down to the ground in that matchup. So for our next game, Iloilo was able to stop Valenzuela from reaching the North Division playoffs with a big victory, although wala nang bearing yun para sa kanila, but it still was a big victory for them as they try to wrap up their season on a very high note.
Yeah, and despite the very low percentage from the free throws, they still were able to control the board. They were +4 in rebounds, +6 in offensive rebounds. Tsaka kitang-kita mo yung effort and second chance points, which really led to that win para dito sa Iloilo.
And they are looking to end the season on a winning streak, as mentioned by Sydney. Let's get the show on the road. Let's turn you over to Miguel Pere for the start of this game.
Triple header here at the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque City. It's Sarangani versus Iloilo on the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Let's meet our starters. First, for Sarangani Marlins. Starting at guard number 30, Charles Caliano. Also at guard number 22, Yuki Kawamura. Forward number 9, Lars Sunga. Center number 34, King Destacamento. And at power forward number 3, Marvin Hayes. Their head coach is Master J.K. John Calios. Assistant coaches Gilbert Cole, Joshua Inocentes, Jock Labrador, and Jeff Cleopas. Team manager is Andrew Bellarmino. Now, the starting five for Iloilo United Royals. Starting at guard number 11, Rai De La Rosa. Also at guard number 14, Clint Doliguez. Center number 47, Chadi Rangel. Forward number 0, Omar Larupay. And the other forward number 29, J.R. Ongteco. Their head coach is Japs Kuwan. Assistant coaches Etel Tacorda and Julius Sinon. Team consultant is Mac Kuwan. Team manager is Jaya Velosa. Team owner is JJ Havelosa. Reference for this ball game, my crew chief Alan Manzano.
Our starting five of this game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the match. We have Charles Caliano, Yuki Kawamura, King Destacamento, Marvin Hayes, and Lars Sunga starting for the Sarangani Marlins. On the other side of the fence, the Iloilo United Royals will be beginning with Rai De La Rosa, Clint Doliguez, Chadi Rangel, Omar Larupay, and J.R. Ongteco. And no Mark Nonoy for this last game of the Iloilo United Royals, although he did play well and played a big part in their win against Valenzuela sa kanilang huling laro. Let's see how they fare without their star player here in their last game of the season. We welcome you to our Saturday triple header here at the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque City. We are on neutral grounds for our Saturday triple header. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez. Chadi Rangel off to a good start here for the Iloilo United Royals, scoring on the first basket of the game.
Well, this is the part of the season where you hate teams to be not part of the playoffs. And nakikita mo katulad ng execution na yan ng Iloilo. Definitely there's a system, and both these teams are very much well coached. It's just that, you know, it's tough to be going up against the other teams this season.
Rangel gets the rebound. Rangel was struggling to catch a lot of passes. Most of them bounce passes that supposedly led to easy shots for him inside in their last game.
And a lot of that is because of how the defensive coverage has been. And, you know, isang example na yun, no? Could have been an easy catch for Chadi, but, you know, it determines where the pass is coming from, and so that you see how he catches it.
This is definitely a point of improvement para sa kanya as he moves on to the following years of his professional career, because he's a 6'7" player who is very mobile for a big man. As he's fouled there, that's a hard foul given up by Lars Sunga. That's going to be reviewed by our officials.
That's tough. You know, he got late and he just pushed that Chadi at that point.
Take a look at this here. Ray De La Rosa making a good outlet pass to Chadi Rangel, who was leaking out. It's just going to be a regular foul. Our referees did not even have to review it for a long time. Our referees for this ball game: crew chief Alan Manzano, umpire 1 Manuel Binondo, umpire 2 Michael Kinay, and the fourth man is John Paul Abobo.
And I think they corrected that.
All right, so they're going to upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike foul. Rangel will be taking 2 free throws plus ball possession for the Iloilo United Royals.
Oh, so definitely hindi a basketball regular play yun, no? Somebody's laying up in front of you, tas tinulak mo.
It was very clear. It happened right in front of us. There you see Coach Japs Kuan. As Sydney mentioned at the top of our coverage during her opening report, Coach Japs, Boss JJ specifically said that they want to get this victory to be able to wrap up their season on a winning streak. On the other side, Coach John Calios wants to do the same for the Sarangani Marlins. The league is playing the 2-man game with Chadi Rangel. Those are 2 former Hope High School standouts.
Yeah, and kita mo yung pag-clear on that side of the floor using that Iverson cut, clears that other path for Clint to just operate with Chadi on his side as well.
A 5-0 start in favor of the United Royals. Destacamento launches from the outside, misses. Another opportunity for Iloilo to extend the advantage. De La Rosa onto Larupay, puts the ball on the deck, finds Rangel. Rangel, hook shot is no good.
Again, one of those times na feeling mo talagang kaya ng iskoran ka agad. Kaya lang the fumbles have really allowed the defense to either recover or him to just lose the ball and turn it over.
Kawamura still could not buy a basket para sa Sarangani. Sunga with the offensive rebound. Shot clock at 10. Hayes, a little bit baby that catch, recovers. Marvin Hayes with the left hand, kisses it off the glass.
Napakalaking bagay talaga nung binigay ni Marvin Hayes when he came here in Sarangani. Him alongside Malyari, J. Mark, no? That was pretty huge change for Sarangani. But it happened in the latter part of the season nga lang.
I imagine if that happened at the start of the year, you know, combining with Ryan Suwal, could have been a different start for the season para sa Marlins. Kawamura now tying the game at 5 with that outside shot from the left wing.
Oh, tsaka kung maaga nakapasok si Marvin, the other big guys, the lengthy big guys in Coy Alves and King Destacamento, they now can start patrolling the perimeter defensively and even run out in transition if that happens to be a case that's available.
You can see now that Iloilo is or are consciously trying to look for Chadi Rangel inside for those drop passes. Kawamura from downtown trying to go back to back. That goes over the top Iloilo basketball. Almost 4 minutes na nakakalipas dito sa ating unang yugto. This 3-point shot of the game is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Ever since Coach John Callis's time here in the MPBL, his squads have always put a heavy premium on the outside shots.
Right. As a matter of fact, your 3-point attempts are really, one of their top stat lines. They're number 5 when it comes to attempts and number 6 when it comes to make. And so it's really a matter of speeding up the game and wanting to get more points out of every possession. That's why they take a lot of threes.
And that's why they were beaten at their own game by Pangasinan in their last match. Not just in terms of outside shots, but also in transition.
At saka maganda kasing pang-kombinasyon rin sa mga 3-point shooting. You have to have that presence inside. Kasi in the absence of those shots going in, at least may chance ka on closer perimeter shots.
De La Rosa shovels a pass. Rangel once again scores here para sa Iloilo. That's 7 points in the game para kay Chadi Rangel.
That's exactly your point. If he catches the ball real well, there's very few that can actually stop him, especially in transition. We've seen him run up the floor and leaking out in open space.
4-point lead for the United Royals. Marvin Hayes trying to size up Jerong Teco on the top of the key. Nails that jumper.
He's got really pretty good percentages from outside. 50% from the perimeter and 47% overall from the field. That's just how good a touch Marvin Hayes has on the offensive end.
Teco trying to keep it alive for Iloilo. Unfortunately, that sails out of bounds. Sarangani will take possession. This is our fast break of the game, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Chadi Rangel trying to do everything to the max to try and win this game para sa Iloilo. Sunga, spin against the defense of Rangel. Wild shot was a miss. Larupay is all alone on the other side for those 2 points.
Larupay was here very early, already warming up and trying to get up shots. I'm sure he wants to go home with a win today.
Kawamura left wide open, had all the time in the world. That's way off the mark, off to the right, onto Lars Sunga. Recycle here for the Marlins. Hayes onto his strong side, goes to the baseline. Kawamura, another crack at it. This time too strong. Back irons that 3-point shot.
So far, a solitary 3, I guess, that's been made by Sarangani out of all their attempts.
And speaking of threes, Clint Doligas nails it from downtown, extending Iloilo's lead. Double the number of Sarangani right now. Galeano setting it up here for the white shirts. Lars Sunga. Destacamento at the middle. Marvin Hayes forced to take that jumper with his shot clock winding down. That's back-to-back hits para kay Marvin Hayes.
Napakaswabe talaga ng tira ni Marvin Hayes sa labas, no?
Oh, Larupay taking it strong to the cup.
Well, everybody just kept King Destacamento very busy while Larupay attacked that shaded area, and he couldn't get to him until that finish.
Destacamento, defended by Chadi Rangel. Hands it off to Caliano. Charles, hand off to Kawamura. Yuki back to Caliano. They move the ball around. Destacamento. Aubusan siya ng shot clock dun.
And you can hear Coach John, sumisigaw na kaagad, tira na. No, you gotta take a shot. Clock winding on you.
Substitutions coming in here for both squads. Alan Santos and Jay Havelosa coming in for Iloilo, as well as Gab Gomez. On the other side, Sarangani will field in Jess Diputado. Benji Jimenez as well in the game. Havelosa missing from the outside. Santos tries to no-look a pass to Larupay. That's intercepted by the Marlins. Sunga trying to set a down screen for Caliano. Destacamento has the basketball. Charles with it now against the much bigger Omar Larupay. He's trying to back him down. Caliano sidestep. clever move there. Benji Jimenez missing a wide open look.
Yeah, kita mo walang advantage in terms of height and depth si Caliano at that point and used that position as a decoy to kick it out. Kaya lang hindi pumasok yung tira from outside.
Gomez jumps a pass to Alan Santos. He can make that shot and he misses. Bit of a contrasting set between these two squads. Offensively, Sarangani medyo nagmamadali while Iloilo it's really taking their time.
Which is contrary to how we've usually seen them play, no? I guess the absence of Mark Nonoy could be one factor. I mean, that guy usually pushes the pace in open floor. Miss or make.
That's another miss for the Marlins. Gomez forward to Larupay. Larupay! Wow. Ooh, that could have been a gorgeous finish.
Yeah. And he had that over King Destacamento, no?
Yung mga ilalagay mo na lang talaga na layup. Minsan, when you overthink it, when you're in the air, you have a tendency to miss those shots. I missed a lot of those in my career.
Yung feeling mo, ang ganda na ng itsura ko nito sa photo and sa video, but you know.
Pag talagang pumasok sa utak mo na nasa air ka na, most of the time that's gonna miss.
Mintis yan.
Larupay finally gets a rest. Much deserved breather para kay Omar Larupay. Goes to the bench with 4 points and a couple of rebounds. Lars Sunga at the line. He banks it off the glass. Not sure if that was intentional. But, you know, apparently, that's what they teach now in Korea, Coach.
Yeah. Ang dami mga bata ngayon that's doing that. I'm seeing that in the younger generation. Tama ka doon. It's coming from Korea. Some ballers from Korea actually doing that and having success with it.
And there you see Coach John Calios. By the way, we'd like to greet a happy birthday to his son, Zane Calios, who is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Zane. We hope that your birthday will bring a lot of good luck to your father and the Sarangani Marlins today. They're down by 6 so far. Alan Santos lays it in for 2, extending the Iloilo lead to 8.
Iba rin ang presence ni Alan Santos talaga, lalo na defensively as they go up against the bigger teams. But, you know, yung multiple big men ng ibang mga teams na nakakalaban nila, yun ang medyo mahirap ikaw. You can't cover all of them.
Last shot time here for the United Royals. Gomez brings the ball up slowly for Iloilo. 10 seconds left. Alan Santos getting ready to set the screen for Gab. That's a foul to give for Iloilo. That's only their second team foul of the first quarter. Young JV Kapunan has also checked in, as well as Leo De Vera para sa Iloilo. Alcar Gaa makes his way to the ball game para sa Sarangani. 6.5 seconds remaining here in the first. Anthony Roque papasok na rin para kay Lars Sunga. Some situational subs for Coach John Calios. They will go for another foul here. That's the instruction of Coach John. Let's see what they do. Alan Santos, there's the foul by Benji Jimenez.
Ready na umatake middle si Alan that time. And they had to give out that foul as instructed by Coach John.
Last foul to give here para sa Sarangani. Gomez to trigger in. Avelosa receives the inbound. Alan Santos, nifty reverse inside. Great play to end the quarter for Iloilo.
So far, Alan Santos been actively on the offensive end, seeing some spots on the floor that he can exploit, and he's making those shots.
Ball movement has been excellent as well for the United Royals here in the first quarter. A total of 9 dimes in the first canto. Ray De La Rosa setting the tone with these baskets to Chadi Rangel, who leads the game in scoring right now with 7 points. Clint Oligas also had his moments, a couple of baskets, one outside shot for the former San Beda Red Lion. Marvin Hayes tried to elevate the game of the Sarangani Marlins as they struggled to find themselves offensively in that first quarter. They're down by 10, 20 to 10. That's our first quarter score, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Although no bearing na ang last 2 wins ng Iloilo to them, it has bearing for their pride and proving that they can still get a few more wins. Head coach Jap's Kuwan season was about finding a new perspective from the high anticipation ng preseason to their big wins, then losing key players and gaining new leaders on the court. Coach Jap's focused on the journey rather than making excuses, and even though things got rough, paalala niya palagi that they are a family. And speaking of family, kahit na maaga ang off-season para kay Coach Japs, excited rin siya as they are expecting a new baby girl next month. He talks about his appreciation to his wife Nicole and his son Kyrie na madalas nanonood dito sa ating venue. Focus raw muna siya sa kanila dahil for the past 6 months, sa umaga Iloilo team, sa hapon UST, tapos sa gabi alumni teams. Congratulations to Coach Japs and his wife. Happy, Coach Mike?
Thank you so much, Sid. Once again, as echoed by Sydney, we would like to congratulate Coach Japs Kuwan on their new baby girl. And of course, para sa Iloilo, you know, this opportunity for them to prepare for the next season early is something they could take advantage of.
Yeah, agree. And especially they lost a lot of key players, no? With the draft. CJ's gone, Berjay, Credo, and even Mark. Those are vital starters para dito kay Coach Japs Kuwan. And you're always happy to hear stories about coaches using the off-season to rejoin their own family. And I'm sure the team Japs Kuwan family would love that moment with them.
And you know, for Iloilo, those players that you mentioned, Coach, that departed the team due to their being drafted in the PBA, that's basically 3/4 of their scoring production.
That's right. Kaya nga ang tanong nun, where are they gonna get their offensive scores? Because, you know, primary creators ng offense and initiators.
But that brought about chances for guys like Ray De La Rosa and Gab Gomez to flourish in this Iloilo rotation, and they have done just that. Young JV Kapunan missing from the outside. Anim ang hinahabol dito ng Marlins. Celso was momentarily open, but Alan Santos was able to recover and intercept the pass. There's a foul against Sarangani. Frustration foul on Joseph Celso.
Yeah. Ma-impress ka doon sa rim run ni Celso, pero na-impress ka rin doon sa timing nung pag-anticipate ng steal na yun ni Alan Santos.
There you see Coach John Callas. Still a stoic look on his face. With his team down by 6.
And if there's one thing that's common amongst all the teams na did not make the playoffs on their final games, they sure want to end the season on a winning note. And so I'm sure these guys also want to do that.
Boy, what about that game between Bacolod and Imus yesterday? High scoring game. That was an MPBL record, 130-127.
That's right. And you see, you know, yung emergence of Jameson Hero, and pinag-usapan nga namin ni Sidelf that there might be other teams that's actually looking at him. Could be other teams or could be their own local team in Imus also making a program to develop Jameson eventually.
For sure. And also, of course, we can't forget yesterday's player of the game in that match, Richard Albo, who scored 40 points.
That's right. That's right.
This is our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. That's Jess Diputado with the up and under against the defense of Iloilo.
Si Richard Albo actually ang naghatid nung game na yun papunta dun sa situation na ipasok ni Jameson Hero yung game winner na yun. And Richard, for his age, to be playing at that level with that much intensity, you know, parang sana all lang yan sa ibang kapareho niya.
At syempre, lalo na't galing siya sa injury.
Correct.
Jimenez from the outside, straight line, just a little bit too strong. Diputado keeps it alive for Sarangani. There's going to be a foul on the loose ball on Zeha Velosa.
And so far, you see, you know, fast breaks and three-pointers talaga ang key sources ng points nitong dalawang teams na to. And you feel the absence of some of their key guys in that department. Talking about Mark Nonoy, you know, right now they only have 6 fast break points. Speaking of Iloilo, samantalang sa side ng Sarangani, they've only made 1 3-pointer out of 10. And that, I guess, to my understanding, would be the impact of the absence of Sowal in this game.
Sowal is actually on the Sarangani bench, but Coach John Callas still not electing to play him.
You know, one other guy which I feel could contribute a lot, but just really didn't have that go this season, is Megan Galang. You know that guy's a streak shooter, and you couple him with Sowal, deadly.
Clint Dominguez ends the drought for the United Royals. Sarangani was on an 8-0 blast previous to that shot by Clint Dominguez. Ga looking for Jimenez inside, instead goes to Jess Diputado. Diputado on the spin, loses it to Rangel. Rangel will bring it into their front court, gives it up to Larupay. No numbers for the United Royals. De La Rosa out to Javilosa. Rangel able to catch that ball. Out to Dominguez. Dominguez from the outside. That's off to the right.
Wow.
Look at Omar Larupay.
What a rebound.
Coming from the outside.
You gotta take
Dominguez, rhythm dribble. This time it's in and out.
Well, they bit a bullet there. Clint had all day to look at that shot. You want to clear out.
Diputado rejects the Jimenez screen. Slow sidestep by Jess. That ends up in a miss.
And one other impact of not having Mark Nono in Iloilo, I guess, is you're forced to have Ray De La Rosa bring the ball down the floor. And so instead of him moving side to side on those open spots on the floor, especially from three, he's got to bring the ball down and execute for everyone.
But think about it, Coach. You know, as much as you want to maximize Ray De La Rosa's capacity as an outside shooter, this is a very good step in his personal development as he learns how to become a true-point guard.
I totally agree. And, you know, players that grow out of situations just like what Rai is in, they take advantage of it. Maganda ang nagiging impact. And Rai is not going to be any exception. After all, he's got that genes in him to be able to play, you know, next level, next responsibility basketball.
That De La Rosa DNA embedded in his blood. So Wal finally checks in here for Sarangani. Attempts a shot right away.
And alam mo, he's not going to shy away from that attempt.
That was a few inches away from the line. Sadi Rangel, impressive make there against the defense of Joseph Celso.
Ang lapad rin kasi ng stride ni Sadi inside the lane. And so he covers a lot of ground once he gets the ball inside.
He's always had a lot of potential, but failed to fully realize it. Ryan Suwal buys a basket there para sa Sarangani with a runner inside the lane. Apologizing for that outside shot that he took from the left wing.
But again, this is just good read right there. He saw that close out and went middle and settled for that floater.
Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. The score is 24-20. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Say hello to the camera. You're on TV. Welcome to the Olivares College Gym in Parañaque City. Neutral grounds for our Saturday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Coach, can you believe that we're already on day 135 and a week away from the playoffs?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, feeling ko ang bilis ng pangyayari ng lahat. And, the next thing you know, you're already in the playoffs. And once you get in there, you know, things are gonna change. You know, yung competition is gonna be as higher level from where it is now.
But as we enter the postseason, there is much more excitement coming in. You know, you remember before the start of the season, so much player movement. A lot of PBA players coming down to play here in the MPBL because we already lifted the limit on ex-PBA players playing on MPBL teams. It used to be 7, but we removed the limit, and that's why there were a lot of big names that really came into play dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino, and that really gave a lot of excitement going into this season. But it's more of that feeling coming into the postseason because now you see the teams already whole, playing as a team, buo na yung chemistry, at talagang alam na kung paano yung laro ng isa't isa.
Yeah, and at the start of the season, there was a lot of curiosity and anxiety on who's going to go where and how are they going to perform together as these new players combine in one team. And of course, a realization as well that, you know, these guys are really good and there's some things that we can do about it. We didn't even think that Pampanga was going to get beat by San Juan. And so it just gives all the more reason for all this action and drama we're seeing in this season. And this is, I guess, one of the more exciting seasons of the MPBL.
And even in their very first game of the season, Pampanga was beat by
that's
Rizal.
right. That's right.
Nice free throw by Joseph Celso, brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And that, you know, that opening day loss of Pampanga on their very first game, and coupled that with Rizal's really good showing. That triple overtime win over San Juan. I mean, well, what more else can you say about how the season has been? Very unpredictable, but eventually when everything settled down, we have our 16 teams advancing into the playoffs.
And that's why I think it would be safe to say that this season's Giant Slayers are the Rizal Golden Coolers.
I agree.
Having beat the San Juan Knights and the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, the only team to do so this season.
And so that matters a lot for their pride heading into the playoffs. Them believing in themselves na, you know, kaya natin talunin tong mga to. You know? And so we just got to keep on competing against the big teams.
But of course, Rizal and Quezon City are still fighting for that number 8 spot.
That is right.
In the Northern Division. Depende pa yan sa mangyayari sa kanilang mga huling laro, which will be on Monday and Tuesday respectively. I believe it's Quezon City going up against Bicol on Monday and Rizal going up against Marikina on Tuesday.
Yeah. And so a win by Rizal seals the deal. They get number 8. A loss coupled with a win by QC would mean QC advancing. And how about QC actually, you know, coming up in the mid and latter part of the season? I mean, that change was pretty huge. Chino Mosqueda got a really good set of help from the other players that came in.
That's a set of a lot of young players just really stepping into the much more mature part of their playing careers.
That is right.
I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Egay Macaraya. And of course, Coach Bong Ramos for shaping those QC players. We go back to live action here. Ryan Suwal hitting from the outside, trimming this Iloilo lead to just a single point.
Yeah. And so if Sarangani is not running open floor and looking for their threes, they're actually going on a half-court set, still looking for three-pointers, just as Ryan Suwal did on that corner exit.
Only the second three-point shot of the game for the Marlins. They get a stop here, a chance for them to take the lead. Suwal with a basketball. Sunga momentarily open. That's a walk.
That's a walk, right.
Took a very long stride before making that dribble. Coach John Carlos once again on your screens. His Marlins on their last 2 games of the season, including this one. Gomez walks it up para sa Iloilo. De Vera near the free throw line. Gets it to Rodriguez.
Hindi mo talaga maalis yung skill ng passing. You know, no matter how long you've been absent or away from the game or how long you've been playing, that skill set is always going to be there. And just what we saw in that pass.
Under a minute to play here in the first half. Sunga catches it at top of the circle. Suwal off the screen from Celso. Ryan fails to hit. Gomez will let that sail out of bounds para sa Iloilo.
And it almost feels like na by next season maaring marami pa rin maging movement, no? Especially with how the players have moved this year.
And who knows, Coach, we might even see new teams.
Oh yeah, that's the exciting part too. Everybody's looking forward to that every season.
Gomez finds a pass to Leo De Vera, who locates Chadi Rangel. Rangel being so aggressive here in the first half. Foul there on that shot.
Yeah, but I love the look on those passes by De Vera. It's almost like he's the hub, you know, locating which lane is free for a score. And again, you know, it's just skill set and basketball IQ.
It could be safe to say that his type of play can be compared to somewhat of a Draymond Green for the Golden State Warriors.
That is right.
He can hit it from the outside. He's a guy who likes to make plays, especially on DHOs and on those pick and roll situations. Try to look for that extra guy on the dunker spots, like what he did there to Chadi Rangel.
And let's not forget the energy.
Yep.
De Vera is never short of energy when he plays.
Oh, JJ Havelosa looking on intently here as his United Royals continue to lead this game. Hindi pa lumalamang sa laro na to ang Sarangani. Foul to give there for Iloilo. 5.1 seconds.
A great move by Callanos. Callanos is actually one of those guards na nakita natin. Ang ganda rin ng mga ano niya, mga vision niya when it comes to the floor.
Sarangani will take a timeout. We'll take a short break. Clint Doliga scored 15 points, 10 of which came in the first half para sa Iloilo in that game versus the Valenzuela Classic, which they won, effectively putting out the Valenzuela Classic out of the Northern Division playoff race. They really played spoilers to the Val City Classic in that one.
Yeah, and he's super excellent in that game. Numbers are way above his normal averages, and you know that was a good come-out game for Clint.
Now, almost the same type of output from the first half of that game here against Sarangani, already having 9 points. Suwal finding himself wide open, missing a shot inside. That was a gimme para kay Ryan Suwal. Perhaps could be the easiest shot of the night para sa kanya.
Well, I think one of the things that you're seeing so far is the fast breaks have not been there, the main threes have not been there, and so we have a very low-scoring ball game right now.
Chadi Rangel, 10 points here in the first half. Coach, your thoughts on his play here in the first half?
Well, mobility. That's what's made him available for those shot attempts. You see him always on the move. When the ball moves from strong side to weak, he traces that ball. And when he catches it inside, long strides, difficult to cover.
Definitely making up for those 3 points he made in just 14 minutes in that game against Valenzuela. 29-25, our score at the end of the first half. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
What a performance to close out the regular season.
Dito pa rin sa liga na tinututukan mula Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
They always wanted to push for more, and again, controllable. Kailangan yung game nila always at in the highest level.
These guys are the ones na pinipilahan at inaantay ng mga fans.
Zamboanga will push. Access denied.
And the bazooka is feeling it. Pampanga, hindi sila bababa dito sa number 2 sa kanilang home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
Chris Lalata, who gives us the throwdown.
Jumper is good.
And just like any point guard, when you have a big man running with you, give it to him. Throw it down.
Corner pocket 3 is good.
Dikit pa dito sa South hindi pa sure ang home court advantage throughout the South Division playoffs for Quezon. Himpayan, blocked by Santagon. Fuentes, yes!
That's it. We're going into overtime. Oh my goodness.
Welcome back to the MPBL, mga kaliga. You just witnessed a preview of what could happen in the playoffs. Malapit na po yan. Alam kong excited na kayo at excited na rin kami dito. But before we head on to the playoffs next week, meron pa tayong mga regular games na kailangang tapusin. Kasama ko dito sa halftime si Sir Andrew Bellarmino, the team manager of Sarangani Marlins. Of course, we have Boss Jay Javilosa, ang team owner ng Iloilo United Royals. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here. Sir Andrew, unahin na po kita. Malapit na nga pong matapos ang inyong regular season. You have your last 2 games. Ang last game ninyo ay October 1. Pero kamusta po ba ang mga last few weeks ninyo sa team?
Actually, ang ginagawa namin ngayon, hindi naman namin iniisip na porket tanggal na hindi maglalaro ng maayos. So, nandun pa rin ang laging inaano sa amin ni coach na lalo sa mga players namin, ibigay nila yung best nila para for preparing for the next season. So yun ang lagi naming inaano sa mga players. Kami sa management side, ganun din sinasabi namin.
Alright, Sir Andrew, marami kang mga gustong pasalamatan para sa season na to. Sino po sila?
Okay, si MP, Senator Manny, Gabriel Pacquiao, Mayor Cyrus Pacquiao, Global Trend, RK Hoops, Biton, Luca, Fininclo, Monkey Mike, Red Dynasty, Jacob Hudson Caps, PP Party List, and also yung aming isa sa sponsor, Attorney Vince Arsaga, nandito siya ngayon. Galing siya sa US. Then yung greet ko rin yung family ko and wife ko, si Pia at saka mga anak ko.
Alright, thank you so much, Sir Andrew. Now, Boss Jay, today is your last game at na-mention nga ni Boss JJ sa akin kanina the importance of ending this season on a winning streak. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, we had high hopes for this season. Pero our plans didn't push through. Sayang. Pero we always tell the boys na it's always better to win than to lose. So sana, hopefully we keep on doing a good job in the second half and then get this win. So para a good note to end the season and preparation for next year.
Boss Jay, ang haba rin ng season na ito para sa inyo. Maraming nangyari and I'm sure may mga gusto kang pasalamatan.
First of all, I'd like to greet my fiancée watching back home, Natalie. Hi. And I'd like to greet Senator Manny Pacquiao. Thank you, Sen, for the MPBL. And I'd like to greet my dad, Boss JJ, my mom, and then my siblings watching. And I'd like to greet our sponsors, GameX Sports, Victoria Sports Tower, Jerry's Grill, and then our LGU partners, Bagong Kalibo Mayor Juris Sucro, and Iloilo Congresswoman Jam Baronda. And sa tanan na Ilonggo fans dyan, sa Iloilo, salamat gid sa suporta sa amon. Sorry sa disappointing season, pero bawi tayo next season.
Boss Jay, thank you so much, mga kaliga. Huwag pong ialis, magabalik ang MPBL.
Halftime now between the Iloilo United Royals and the Sarangani Marlins. The score is 29-25 in favor of the team of Coach Japs Kuan. Iloilo was able to get off to a good start, Coach, leading by 10 after the end of the first quarter, but they were limited to just 9 points in the second period.
Yeah, a lot of that because of the absence of fast breaks and three-point makes. I mean, you see right there, just a couple of three-point makes for Sarangani and just one para dito sa Iloilo. The bench, though, has been pretty big for Sarangani, especially with all the help that they got from players like Celso and even Ryan Suwal. We got 9 of those 15 points.
And they continue to struggle on those fast break points. 0 in the first half, unlike the Sarangani Marlins, who have really been one of the top teams in terms of scoring in transition during this season.
Yeah, and that's very unlike Sarangani.
Leading scorers for the Marlins, Marvin Hayes with 6, Suwal with 5, Celso with 4, Kawamura with a singular 3-point shot to show for in this game. On the other side, Iloilo being led unlikely by Chadi Rangel, who had 10 points in the first half. The Ligas had 9, Larupay had 6.
Yeah, and Chad is really just taking advantage of the defensive protection inside not being there for Sarangani again, just like how they started the game. How they started the second half.
Rangel now with 12 points in this game, 31-25. He's joined in the starting lineup here in the third quarter by Omar Larupay, Ray De La Rosa, Clint Doliguez, and Jerome Teco. Same starters as in the start of this game for Coach Japs Kuan. On the other side, same set of starters as well para kay Coach John Calios.
And you see that dive on that weak side post, not one empty. And King Destacamento was too late to recover.
Rangel, another aggressive drive from the outside. Overshoots the mark. Destacamento leaves it for Hayes. Bully ball inside para kay Marvin Hayes.
A couple of big men for Coach John Calios, both lefties operating in that situation.
There you see Destacamento initiating the break para sa Sarangani, locating Marvin Hayes, using all that muscle to get those 2 points. Got 3 points the old-fashioned way. Ito si Marvin Hayes. 31-28.
Good flare.
De La Rosa from downtown, yes sir.
And that's the one that they've been trying to set up. I think mid of the second quarter. It's only the first time that they were able to hit Rai, and he was able to knock it down.
Only Iloilo's second 3-point shot of this game. Hayes could not push De La Rosa out of the way. Excellent defensive stand there by Iloilo. Sarangani has 6 seconds left on their shot clock. This 3-point shot of the game is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Ray De La Rosa connecting on his first basket of the game. Charles Caliano, fall-away jumper, hits nothing. And there you see the 3-point field goal story. Both teams with only 2 3-point shots to show for so far sa ating laro.
Which is a far cry from how they normally would operate. They're so much better in makes by this time of the game.
Iloilo only had 4 against Valenzuela and still got the victory, while the Marlins really struggled also in that department against Pangasinan, shooting the same 4 out of 25. Caliano wants a clear out. He feels he has the advantage against Rangel. Crossover, shovel pass to Lars Suma. Pretty play from Sarangani.
At that spot on the floor, you'd like to think advantage Caliano, but you add a secondary guy that cuts on the baseline, caught that defense napping, and a beautiful shovel pass by Caliano. He's
Definitely
always had that vision,
Definitely gonna have to see that again. Sorry, coach. This is our Suzuki play of the game. Check that out. Charles Caliano, no-look shovel pass to Lars Sunga. Everybody putting their attention on Caliano, leaving Lars Sunga unattended on that baseline.
And Omar Larupay really just lost vision of that cut underneath.
Ong Teco, this time it's his turn to attack the basket. He's short on the running floater. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Hayes could not get to the pass. Defense of Iloilo right there to get it. Doliguez will not settle for the outside shot. Doliguez all the way to the cup.
And you love that Rai De La Rosa, how much as he already connected one three-pointer earlier, did not force that issue. He saw that he was being defended, had to skip that ball laterally, and so that Clint could go in and attack in middle of the lane.
A number of their scoring opportunities here in the third quarter have come from that right wing, talking about Iloilo.
And I guess it really is about that lateral pass. If you want to move that defense side to side, and you throw that pass cross court.
Let's go to Miss Sydney Crespo at courtside.
Yes, Javi. Kwento ni Coach John Calio sa akin kanina, relax na kami. Talking about their approach for their last 2 games. Pero relax in a sense na good vibes na sila at walang pressure while still, of course, competing. Promise nga ni Coach John sa kanyang players today, I will give minutes to all of you as long as they also promise that they will maximize the games by showcasing their true talent. At natupad na nga ni Coach JK ang promise na yan in the first half pa lang. Tuloy-tuloy nga lang raw ang kanilang effort dahil para na rin ito sa next season. Javi, Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Sid. Well, of course, Coach John Calios wanting to give this opportunity to his players as they wrap up the season. That ball sails out of bounds, but Sarangani will keep possession. Iloilo continuing to be aggressive on those passing lanes.
Pero yan si Coach John, palagi namang good vibes yan, no? Intense lang sa game, pero he's always a good vibe kind of coach. So a lot of his players really love him.
Really, the typical players coach ito si John Calios.
Right. He gives that certain level of freedom for them to decide and create on the floor.
Doliguez, tough look there, hits the side of the backboard. It will stay with the United Royals. Looks like they're going to challenge. No, referee Alan Manzano corrected his call and said it was Sarangani basketball, but Coach Japs will challenge that last call. We're going to take a short break. Malalaman natin ang verdict ng ating game officials right after these.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Japs Kuan and the Iloilo United Royals. They effectively lose their challenges for this game. Let's check out that replay. Mukhang last touch nga si Clint Doliguez. 37-30 is the score. Iloilo is still in the driver's seat. Sarangani has not yet tasted the lead in this game. Marvin Hayes couldn't get the bounce on the shot. Alan Santos makes sure they get possession.
And keeping Alan Santos on Marvin Hayes has slowed them down a bit inside the shaded area. But perimeter-wise, medyo mas challenge siguro yan kay Alan.
Two-man game between Doliguez and Santos. Doliguez had to pull back. Gomez with the shot clock winding down. Gomez finds a way, kissing it off the glass.
Really good use of that extra footwork right there. Talagang pagka wala ka ng dribble, yung footwork na lang ang pwede mong gamitin eh.
Ito, Coach, marami pa sana ng dribble but decides to take it from way downtown. Almost got that to go inside. Ito si Ryan Sewal.
Eh, pagkalampas niya ng half court, within range na si Ryan. You know, he's not gonna shy away again from shots like those.
Gomez missing an open look. Sewal with the board. Sarangani has struggled to score here in the third quarter. Marvin Hayes fouled there by Alan Santos. Two shots coming right up para kay Marvin Hayes.
Yeah, and alam mo naman si Ryan Sewal, he first looks for an opportunity to make his shots from the outside, and so he creates. If it's not there, then he creates extra dribbles to find other open teammates that will be open for a shot.
Marvin Hayes was actually absent in Sarangani's last game against Pangasinan. Left a big hole in the middle for the Marlins as they tried to contest with the loaded front court of Pangasinan. Of course, Pangasinan had guys like Michael Mabulak, Vince Tolentino, and also Nat Cosejo, who did play a terrific game para sa Heatwaves. Mac Barakel also came in to score 8 points para sa Pangasinan.
Matter of fact, you could also say na balance scoring din yan. There are a lot of players who almost reached double-digit production in that game, including those names that you just mentioned.
I'm trying to look at the numbers here. I think there's at least 9 to 10 players who scored at least 6 points.
Correct. And I guess 3 or 4 of them almost 10 points na.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A miss from Sarangani. Rodriguez gives it up to their floor general. Gomez attacks Roque. Javelosa from beyond the line makes it from the outside.
And Javelosa really wanted that shot. Just waiting for that opportunity after that ball swing. 25% three-point shooter this time. That's good.
Jay Javelosa extending this Iloilo advantage to 11 points. 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Second our fan of the game brought to you by Jinky Skin. One of the beautiful faces inside the Olivares College Gym here in Parañaque, the home of your Patriots. But they will not be seeing action today. We are on neutral grounds for our Saturday triple header. There you see Sir Emer Oreta and Sir Rudy Distrito of our MPBL leadership, our operations chief and our security head respectively. Live action here between Sarangani and Iloilo. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez. Marvin Hayes goes back to work for Sarangani.
And you saw 3 blue shirts right there, approximately a feet away from that penetration by Marvin Hayes, and you know, really just that foot speed and the creating in that paint.
There's just really no doubting Marvin Hayes' ability to take care of his body and keep himself in excellent shape.
Right. And the thing is, you have, you know, players also of very similar discipline, you know, like Marvin Hayes. Reynel Hugnatan is one of them. Marquis, exactly.
Paulo Hubalde.
And just contributes to their longevity in the game.
Gomez takes it from downtown. Almost went in para kay Gab Gomez. Diputado kicks it out to Sewal. He attacks the closeout. Sewal behind the line. No good. Rodriguez grabs the board. That's number 5 in the game para kay Clint. 12 points as well para sa kanya.
Yeah, tsaka si Suwal talaga, hinahanap talaga niya yung 3-point make. Even if that lane is open, his priority is look for the 3-point shot. If you take it away from him after creating, that's the only time that he starts digging inside.
Marvin Hayes fouled even before he got to attempt a shot there. That's going to go against Jay Javilosa. That's his third personal foul in this game. Omar Larupay will come in para kay Clint Doliguez. 2 minutes and 30 remaining here in the third quarter. Coach John Calios trying to plead his case for more fouls called on their side. He thought there was a lot of contact on Ryan Suwal earlier. Here Suwal misses an open look. Diputado is there for the offensive rebound and putback.
And I think Coach John is seeing a lot of different ways that Iloilo is trying to stop that initiating the offense by Ryan Suwal from 3.
Kapunan, a little bit of hesitation, able to draw the foul there against Celso. Couple of substitutions para sa United Royals. De La Rosa and De Vera come back into the game para kay Coach James Kuan. Avelosa sees De La Rosa to a cutting Alan Santos. Dipsy-do for the former Adamson Soaring Falcon.
Just a good read by Alan right there. Understanding that slip, where inside the lane is going to stop and drop, and making it on a catch.
6 points in over 9 minutes of play para kay Alan Santos. 30-16 points inside the paint story in this game, but Marvin Hayes puts 2 more on the board in that department para sa Sarangani.
Yung taas ng kamay, lamang si Alan eh. Pero yung speed of that shot and yung timing, Marvin Hayes really just taking advantage of it.
Despite the age, he hasn't really lost a lot of his athleticism. Ito si Marvin Hayes.
That's right.
Screen set by Hayes. Diputado. Saliwang tira doon.
Ibang klase yung finish na yon. Other leg finish with the right hand.
Iloilo's lead is down to just 4 points. De Vera cuts middle. De La Rosa now with it. Santos with a screen. Santos with a roll. Santos with a fake. Santos with a shot. Just short there para kay Alan.
That would have been a highlight for Alan Santos.
Diputado this time on the other side. Still with the right hand. No finish there para kay Jess. Larupay, siya na rin nagbaba dito. He will attack all white shirts in his way.
Really looked like a 3-on-3 and open floor.
Suwal stepped to the side, 3-pointer. Still could not connect from the outside after that make earlier. Ito si Ryan Suwal. Shot clock is now off. Chance to write the last sentence of the third chapter here para sa Iloilo. Javilosa to the middle kay Larupay. Jay goes to De Vera. Iloilo moving this ball around. De La Rosa, another pass. Larupay, top of the circle, 3. Back irons that one. But still, even with Sarangani going on a mini run to wrap up that third quarter, Iloilo able to answer with a mini run of their own. Let's check out the highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Medyo bumilis ang aksyon sa ating third quarter, Coach Mike.
Well, a lot of that's because the ball's now moving and guys are moving around. You saw plays on both ends from both these teams. And really just passing the ball and giving the energy to the other guys to create and score.
Iloilo pa lang, they already made a total of 9 assists. That was the total that they had in the first half.
Yeah.
All in one quarter here in quarter number 3. Let's see how this game will unfold in the fourth. The score is 46-40 at the end of 3. This score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Omar Larupay, 8 points tonight para sa Iloilo United Royals. 3 out of 6 from the field, 8 rebounds, but just 50% from the free throw line. Let's go to Sidney Crespo for a report.
Well, Javi, after his first year in the MPBL, Omar Larupay was gearing up for another great season this year. Until life had different plans, his mom passed away last May, forced him to take a break from basketball and be a guardian to his younger brother in Iloilo. Sabi ni Omar, hindi madali itong year na ito sa kanya in general. He admits, nahirapan na siyang ibalik yung stats niya last year. But he's thankful sa dami ng tao like his mentors and coaches na patuloy pa rin nagmo-motivate sa kanya to keep going. Today is actually Omar's last day in Manila at bukas uuwi muna siya sa Iloilo para sa kanyang kuya duties. Kwento niya pagtapos ng basketball, aasikasuhin naman daw niya ang scholarship ng kanyang kapatid at magpapahinga muna sa kanyang hometown. Happy Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Sid. That's a beautiful report. And, you know, these reports are very, very happy to hear this all the time because this only proves that our players are also human and they do have other responsibilities aside from playing the sport.
And the stories that we get from our courtside reporters really just humanize our players. You know, a lot of you guys idolize seeing them on playing the game and live stream. And you know, you have to understand these two have their own families and they have their own life challenges that they have to contend with. But the thing is, the lessons that you get out of them is you got to keep on going.
Iloilo hasn't been able to contend well with the production of Marvin Hayes in this game as he makes a basket again. Quarter scoring on your screens there, Coach. Iloilo really struggling in that second quarter, Coach, but able to turn things around in the third quarter despite Sarangani able to keep in step with them.
Well, you mentioned it earlier about the ball movement, ball distribution, guys getting that rock, ball moving around and men moving around, making the game so much fun for Iloilo. And so those 9 assists really helped them in that production for that quarter.
King Destacamento babalik dito para kay Joseph Celso for the Sarangani Marlins. De La Rosa just below the free throw line, missing on that jumper.
Oh, wow.
Destacamento. Access denied by Omar Larupay.
And Larupay, you know, intentionally saw that rim run by King Destacamento and just went in there and offered a challenge.
Rodriguez tried to go for the steal, but Larupay timing that perfectly. Pero napaganda pa dito para sa Sarangani as Ryan Sewell finally gets a basket for his 7th point of the game.
Yeah, and stopping Ryan Sewell is, you know, easier said than done. Legit scorer, he's got range, got good handles too.
Larupay failing to hit from 15 feet. 46-44. Diputado directing traffic here on this side of the court for Sarangani. He will take it from downtown. That's off to the left. Doliguez spins away from Roque. Doliguez short on the finger roll, but Chadi Rangel is there to put it right back in.
And Chadi Rangel going back to how he was started the game, started the half. Oh, what a shot! My goodness.
Jaw-dropping make from downtown coming from Ryan Sewell.
And when we said crossing half court, he's in range, that's what we meant.
That was just a few steps after the half-court line.
That's right.
Larupay to answer, this time much nearer but still a 3 for Iloilo.
Now this is more like the game of itong dalawang teams na to. Takbuhan, 3-point makes, taking advantage of open floor basketball. Another one right here.
That's really a tough cover for Chadi Rangel, especially coming from the outside. Marvin Hayes just so explosive going to that left.
He's such a mismatch on the perimeter because if you put a big on him, they won't be fast enough to cover him. But how about this 3 right here by Larupay? A really good setup.
That's to answer the 3-point shot from the parking lot of SM City Sukat.
That's a few kilometers away, Javi.
By Ryan Sewell.
Oh, grabe.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Tsaka iba rin talaga ang foot speed ni Marvin Hayes inside the perimeter. Even if he gets inside the paint, you know, he uses it to his advantage against the bigger guys like Chadi Rangel.
51-48 is the count. Doliguez, another 3-pointer on the way, rattles it home. Clint Doliguez.
Well, the threes have started to flow here for Iloilo. Here one, another one coming.
Suwal! This time it's long.
Yeah, obviously Chadi held on rather, to Marvin Hayes.
It's number 3 on Chadi Rangel. Might be a problem as we progress in this game para sa Iloilo if Rangel picks up his 4th in a hurry.
You gotta nurse your fouls, take good care of them because you know your team's depending on you.
So this time goes inside, locates Hayes. Somehow, some way, Marvin Hayes sneaks a basket inside para sa Sarangani.
That time around, it was qualitative advantage on speed in favor of Marvin Hayes that allowed him to finish despite the long arms of Chadi Rangel.
Doliguez missing from the perimeter. The tap goes to Diputado. Sarangani on the run. Suwal. Bullseye!
And everybody wearing white on that side of the floor started getting up on their feet, had that 3 sign while that attempt was going for Ryan Suwal.
Suwal with 13 in the game. Only the 4th 3-point shot of the game for the Marlins.
Right.
Larupay. Emergency pass to De La Rosa, who saw Gomez wide open from the corner. Larupay gets the offensive board. Larupay might have been partially blocked there by Destacamento. But on the recycle, Omar Larupay relentless, getting that basket plus the foul.
And Larupay really is taking this opportunity. We understand that he's going back home, take care of family, but he understands he got to take care of this game first. So Larupay, just all muscle and effort right there.
Well, like Sydney said in her report earlier, Coach Mike, Larupay had high hopes for this season, personally, but because of some personal tragedies, you know, the death of his mom and some other problems, he had to take care of his brother. It wasn't really the season that he expected. He missed a lot of games, which forced him to start the season abruptly.
Pero sasaludo ka talaga dun sa responsibility of both being a player, being a son, being a kuya, and being a teammate. You know, he's done all of that with his head high and always doing his best and making the right decisions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We salute you, Omar.
Right.
This team up by 4 still. Sarangani, di pa rin talaga makakuha ng abante dito, Coach.
Yep. And again, kasi bawat may sagot itong Iloilo eh.
The closest they've been was within 1 point. Suwal tries to do that again. That 3-point shot, well challenged, was short. Diputado, Larupay with a closeout. Long rebound goes to Destacamento. Kawamura's back in the game for the Marlins.
Nobody's on Ryan.
Suwal. Crossover, pulled back is money from downtown, coming from Ryan Suwal.
Alam mo yung niluluto pa lang, alam mo nang masarap. Yun yung pakaramdam kanina. Eh, no? Alam mo nang panalo tong luto to.
Love that, Coach. Parang yung sisig sa Pampanga o yung bistek ng mama mo.
Correct.
Bulalo sa Tagaytay, parang ganun eh.
Ganun ang datingan. Niluluto pa lang eh.
At again, the Ligas makes an answer para dito sa Iloilo. 59-56. Suwal to tie the game. Yes, sir!
Oh, wow. And if there's any question to our discussion earlier that the threes are a missing factor in the game of Sarangani in the first half, now you have your answer.
He is as streaky as they can get. Ito si Ryan Suwal, 19 points in the game. At Clit Donliguez.
Oh, yeah.
Also not backing down from this challenge. He too will make a 3-point shot.
This is just like a 3-point shootout of the All-Star game.
Exactly.
Wow.
Suwal called for that dribbling violation. Coach John Calios wants the challenge. He badly disagrees with that call. And Coach John is saying that the hand was just on the side and not under the basketball. And so it should not be called a challenge. But I think the challenge will be rescinded. Okay, the challenge will be rescinded. So play will continue here. Larupay, baseline drive. Tries to go for the shot. But an offensive foul warding off there was Omar Larupay. Could have been a highlight.
Right. And Larupay has really just been so solid so far. We missed the production of Chadi Rangel for a good part, but Larupay's been the one carrying that load together with Dolinguez.
There you see that offhand warding off the defense. Larupay has a double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds in this game. Destacamento onto Hayes. Marvin from the outside. Nagkakahawa na dito, Coach Mike. We're all tied up at 62 all.
And, we kind of expected this. At some point in the game, this is going to happen, the threes and the runs.
And they say better late than never for these two squads. Iloilo trying to wrap up their season with a big victory here, hoping to get a 3-game win streak. While Sarangani, this is their second to the last game of the season. There's a call on the floor. Looks like there's a challenge as well.
And boy, these closing games for teams that have not made the playoffs are even very interesting. You'd like to think na, easy cruising and coasting lang tong mga to, but these guys want to get a win.
All right, we'll take a short break here. Challenge dito si Coach John Calles.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
To the delight of the Sarangani bench and the fans behind, it is a successful challenge para kay Coach John Calles. Initially, there was a foul called on King Destacamento. Iloilo will still keep the basketball. Gomez to inbound from the baseline. Alan Santos locating Dolinguez on the DHO. Dolinguez spin. Little fake there before the shot on Destacamento. Ito si Clint Dolinguez.
Yeah, Clint has been, I guess, the initiator of the offense right now para dito sa Iloilo.
22 points in the game para kay Clint Dolinguez. And Iloilo getting a stop here. Diputado turning that ball over.
And at some point in the game, defense is going to be the key differentiator in this match. Much as you love the offensive schemes right now, it's you who gets the stop that should get a win.
Larupay cross court to Clint Dolinguez. Last 2 minutes of this game brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. We are now in the twilight zone here between Iloilo and Sarangani. Foul given up by Yuki Kawamura. Larsunga back in the game. 14 seconds on the shot clock para sa United Royals. Dolinguez attacking Sunga. Larupay does the same on his closeout. Larupay with a dipsy-do. 16 points in the game para kay Omar Larupay.
Well, it's been back and forth between those two players.
Hey, same spot, same result. We're witnessing a thriller here. I mean, both of these teams already playing a non-bearing game. They are out of contention for the postseason, but they are playing their hearts out this afternoon. De La Rosa knocks down the floater. 68-65. Iloilo up by 3.
Every blow that Sarangani comes up with, Iloilo just keeps responding.
Boxing match right here between these two squads.
Right.
Mano a mano, pound for pound. 1:23 still to go in this game. Hang on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fan of the game, just like the Avenus. Do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. I think the better half of one of the sponsors of the Sarangani Marlins, who is in the venue today here at the Olivares College Gym, Clint Doligues. 22 points to lead all scorers para sa Iloilo. 7 rebounds, 4 assists as well. Even better than his last performance against the Valenzuela Classic. Hayes receives the inbound. Another 3 on the way para kay Marvin Hayes. That goes over the back in favor of Iloilo.
What's even impressed me more with Dolinguez is his 3-pointers. 3 out of 6. That's 50% on his regular average of roughly about 25. So he is playing above his usual averages in that department.
Dolinguez being defended here by Lars Sunga. Absolutely no need to rush para sa United Royals. Larupay with a screen. Larupay pops out. Dolinguez goes for the shot. That was halfway down. Alan Santos with the offensive board.
We're going to reset this again.
Dolinguez goes right to the corner. Alan Santos from the outside. Could have been the dagger. Caliano will push. Caliano looking. Caliano out to Sual. Their money man. Ryan gives it up to the Stacamento. Gets it back. Ryan, couple of dribbles. Almost lost it. Eventually does. Iloilo with a steal. That's Larupay finishing the play. The United Royals up by 5.
And Coach John Collins was telling Caliano, you already had that lane for you to go in and score. They didn't need the 3. They just needed a couple. And they had one more stop available. But, you know, all that indecision led to this turnover and a fast break opportunity for Iloilo.
Iloilo knew exactly where Ryan Sual wanted to go, what he wanted to do. Marvin Hayes throwing that ball in the stands in frustration. Lucky he wasn't called for a technical. 24.4 seconds remaining. We'll take a short break. Marvin Hayes with 26 points in this game. Very efficient. 10 out of 13 plus 4 rebounds, including 11 points here in the fourth quarter, Coach. He has really kept them alive this whole game before the explosion of Ryan Sual here in the fourth quarter.
And it was his foot speed and his footwork and his aggressiveness off the board. Really just taking advantage of, you know, how he's been playing inside and how he's getting defended. Just making himself available each and every time and looking to score in every opportunity that he gets.
Crew Chief Alan Manzano is at the scorer's table.
Foul on number 3, Marvin Hayes.
There you go.
For unsportsmanlike behavior.
Ng technical foul si Marvin Hayes for that unsportsmanlike behavior, throwing that ball in the stands after the conversion of the steal by Iloilo in that last play.
And you knew that was coming. I guess that's really just frustration of Marvin. You know, he's played his heart out in this game. He's been really good from the outside, even in the perimeter, even in the paint.
De La Rosa extends the advantage here for the United Royals. Now a 6-point lead, 71-65. Things now looking bleak for the Sarangani Marlins.
Quick basket, get a stop.
Kawamura inbounds to Caliano. Sual, the curl, the shot, the score.
Still got a chance here. Got to get
Need
a
to
stop.
foul.
Yeah. Oh,
Tap from behind.
oh, that's a foul.
That's against Rodriguez.
Right.
Penalty na dito ang Iloilo, so that means free throws para kay Yuki Kawamura.
Both teams are actually in the penalty right now. This ends up on a free throw shooting game.
Not a lot of free throws shot in this game by both squads. Both teams shooting 7 out of 11 from the charity stripes sa laro na to. Kawamura adds to that total for Sarangani.
Makes this will just be a one possession game. It is a one possession game right now, but they'll be just down 2 if they makes this.
Kawamura only a 51.9% free throw shooter this season. But he goes 100% on this trip to the line. 71 to 69. 13.7 seconds left. The door is still slightly ajar para dito sa Sarangani. We'll stay on the air here, Coach, as Coach Jap Skuan takes this time out to map out what could be final play here para sa Iloilo. What should the United Royals resort to here?
Well, the first order of this play is to really get that ball in bounds.
Go free, streamland. Upward na yung coach? Upward na tayo. Elbow ka. Ikaw ang release pass, Mark. Okay, so ganito gagawin natin. Okay. Patakboy natin si Quick. Quick, takbo Quick. Right, baba konti, bigla i-screen si Alan. Okay, tapos free, tapos flash.
All right, so that was the huddle of Coach Jap Skuan and the Iloilo United Royals. They still have a timeout remaining here. And there you see our Casajeros and the Marikina Shoemasters gearing up for our next game against the Valenzuela Classic here at the Olivares College Gym. Gomez will be the designated inbounder para kay Coach Jap Skuan. De La Rosa, that's a dangerous pass. But he receives it.
Oh,
Caliano forced to foul there.
The thing is, right, De La Rosa is a 90% free throw shooter. But you had no choice. Time was not on your side. You got to foul the first one that's available.
De La Rosa has not missed today. Until then. I'm sorry, Rai.
It happens.
Happens a lot to me. Apparently.
Oh, yeah?
There you see.
Oh, wow.
Was JJ Havelosa. Second free throw now for Ryan De La Rosa.
Oh, wow.
0 out of 2. Sarangani has a big chance here. Marvin Hayes with it. He'll go for the win. Hayes overshoots the mark. And that might just do it.
Wow, you had a couple of guys running the lane for that three. Well, Marvin's hit, half of his shots from there. Ryan was on the other side. See them both running parallel to each other.
He had to double clutch that shot a bit.
Well, good thing for Iloilo, they challenged that shot by Marvin Hayes.
Santos will seal it. No, still couldn't. Should he miss this, Coach? 1.5 seconds remaining.
He should.
Sarangani has no more timeouts.
Miss this and make this a live turnover. Oh, he makes it.
Santos makes it 72 to 69. Can a miracle still happen? Suwal runs out of time. Even if that went in, that would not have counted para sa Sarangani.
A gallant stand by both these teams. Playing their hearts out in a close game. All boiled down to made threes and a defensive stop and made free throws.
21 points para kay Ryan Suwal. He finishes with that total. 16 in the fourth quarter. Coming alive in the final frame. Joining hands with Marvin Hayes to really try and make a ball game out of this para sa Sarangani. But Iloilo just had a terrific team effort in this game, Coach. A lot of great performers. Clint Rodriguez, Chadi Rangel opened up the game with a great effort. But our daily fantasy best player of the game is Omar Larupay.
Yeah, he was the connector between that initial production by Chadi Rangel and the finishing moves of Dolinguez. And so, he earns this award for this game.
A close 72-69 victory for the Iloilo United Royals in their last game of the season. Our final score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Let's now turn you over to Miss Cindy Crespo, who is with our best player of the game.
Successful ang last mission ng Iloilo this season, and that is to end it with a winning streak. And we've been talking about Omar Larupay in this game. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 10 points in the fourth quarter. Omar, bago ka umuwi sa Iloilo, gaano ka-importante para sa'yo ang panalong ito at ngayon best player ka pa?
Siyempre, importante sa akin to na makarecover ulit ngayon. Siyempre, patapos na yung season namin, kailangan ko rin magpakita para next year may kumuha pa sa akin. And thankful kay God na binigay niya sa akin itong opportunity na to.
And speaking of that, Omar, you shared earlier how challenging this year was para sa'yo. At sabi mo, next year, babalik ka, gagamitin mo to bilang motivation.
Siyempre, kailangan ko rin double effort para makarecover ulit ako. Saka makapakita ulit ng kung ano may kakaya ko ngayon. At siguro, kailangan ko rin mag-extra work para next year, mas okay na, komportable na ako sa mga laro ko.
Omar, sino mga gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan para sa season na ito?
Siyempre, nagpasalamat ako kay Lord. Binigay sa akin ng opportunity. At sana sa family ko sa Iloilo, sa lola at lolo ko, sa kapatid ko, sa mga tita-tita ko, sa mga tropa ko dyan, at sa girlfriend ko, sa mama at papa na nanonood sa akin ngayon, at siyempre sa mama ko na nagpahinga na ngayon. At sa sponsor namin, GameX, Bagong Kalibo, Jerry's Grill, Boss J Belosa. Thank you so much sa opportunity na bigay nyo sa akin at sana next year mayroon pa rin tayong team.
Still, congratulations for ending this season with a winning streak. Omar Larupay, our best player of the game. Brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sid. Congratulations once again to Omar Larupay and the Iloilo United Royals ending their season on a 3-game winning streak. Up next, we have the Marikina Shoemasters facing the Valenzuela Classic for the second game of our Saturday triple header here in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. We'll see you in a bit.